Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. I am the Soul Leader. Welcome, welcome. So, I wanted to talk to you all about conviction and condemnation. I wanted to talk to you about stolen time and the day that I cried out to the Lord. I want to talk to you about when you're dealing with a narcissist and how, not even a narcissist, let's just say people in general. When a person can treat you like you're disposable, and they can tell you that you do nothing for them. And just know that a person that treats you that way may be the very person who turn around and needs you. So always humble yourself. Don't ever think you better than nobody. Don't ever think you have more than somebody. Don't ever think they less than you. Always be equal. You know. So now the conviction part I'm talking about is when the Lord, let me know that I was letting people deflect and project onto me. I was taking on other people's karma. And that's how the Lord convicted me, letting me know what I was doing wrong with myself. Now, the condemnation came from other people who would condemn me the moment I do one little thing that they don't like, or condemn me the moment that I might had an outburst, or the moment I do one little thing, it was like everything good went out the window, right? Kind of like what's going on. Like, I don't want to speak on this because I don't talk on issues that are not important, like kind of what Will Smith and Jada Pinkett are going through, and how the world is viewing them. I really feel like everybody needs to humble themselves. Everybody's not perfect, and we all go through things, and sometimes some things in our personal life will be exposed, but sometimes it takes that exposure for us to open our eyes and take a step back and realize that we need to make some changes within ourselves. So let me talk about the stolen time, the day that I cried out to God. So I was about 8 months pregnant with my son, my one and only son. And it was that time in 2020, I was just tired of going through repeated cycles in my life. I seen a pattern and I was just tired of noticing it and not doing anything about it. And I cried out to the Lord to remove and help me move forward away from people, places, and things that was hurting me and bringing me no peace. And I cried to the Lord specifically. I was innocent. I remember those words. I said, I was innocent. I was young. I didn't know no better. And I was taken advantage of. I can't get that time back, Lord. I can't get it back. And that broke my heart. Because it wasn't about what was done to me. It was about the time. The time that I sat for years crying about not doing the things that I love. And seeing what my life was turning into. But part of that was still my own doing, because I was making a decision to stay somewhere I didn't belong, somewhere that I was being directed to leave. I didn't listen to my intuition, and I was being beat down so much in my mind, like the enemy had so much control over my mind at that moment. I felt defeated and like I was a lost cause, until the Lord stepped in and freed me of bondage and broke those chains. When I think about that day when I cried out, it also goes to that vision, that moment when I did not completely make a decision to walk away. I didn't make a decision to walk away until after I had already begun my channel, and I couldn't take it no more, what I was dealing with. And when I finally was set free, I think what flashed in my mind was how easy it was for someone to walk away from me, and the smiles they had, the happiness they still had while I was feeling broken and used. And after finding out the truth of what it really was for me, it was devastating. What the Lord stepped in, He healed my broken heart. And it's not even a full year yet, but I'm just so amazed to be a witness to how the Lord has restored so much that was stolen from me. Every time when I think about that time that I can't get back, I'm looking at what he has given me during that time, though. You know, I may not had things given to me the way that I wanted it, you know, but I'm blessed with it and I cherish all of it. You know, I'm not perfect. I don't get up every day and be happy-go-lucky. I'm not always so pleasant. I don't always speak without cursing. You know, there's so many habits that I have, to be honest, that I'm unlearning. You know, because once I realized that it was learned behavior and not my own doing, making changes, it takes that one step. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see that all the time. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Take those steps in order, one thing at a time. You know, I don't always look at things like how other people look at it. I look at it for the meaning that it really is. Like the blatant meaning, not some old made up stuff just to tell somebody, oh, this what it is. No, because you can't put your faith in people. There are a lot of sheeps in wolf clothing. But back on topic about the stolen time, the same person who told me that I couldn't do nothing for them when I really didn't have much, and when they didn't even give me a chance to be who I am, and wouldn't allow me to be that, because me being who I am showed them how ugly they are inside. I'm a walking mirror. I always show people the ugliness within them. And of course, whenever something's ugly inside of me, I see it within myself too. The Lord will always convict me before somebody else condemn me. You know, it's like, look at it like this. My goodness triggered other people's demons. Meaning, like, because I was so good and so good for them, I reflected how bad they were, how sneaky, deceitful, lying, stealing, you name it. Not saying one person, but I'm talking about all the people I have endured that were manipulators, narcissists, had the narcissistic traits, that were not so great in their character. But because of who they were to me, I allowed people to play in my face. You know, when I think about the things they used to say to beat down on my confidence and make me feel like I wasn't worthy when they weren't really worthy of my presence. I think about how they used to have all this money and all these things that gave them false confidence while I continued to stay true to myself. Like, even when I first went natural, at first it wasn't something that was desired. But the more I stayed that way, everybody got on board with it. Because look at me now. Oh, I love your locks. Oh, even when I used to wear my bush. Oh, I love your bush. You know, it was more so people fell in line with what I like and love, because I like and love it first. Now, if I didn't like and love it, I might would have changed my hairstyle based off of needing their validation. And I need no validation from no one. And you shouldn't need validation from anyone either. Dress the way that you want to. Wear your hair however you want to. Look however you want to. Do what you need to for you. Even though I don't agree with people altering their bodies, but do what you have to do. That makes you feel good, and everyone else will fall in alignment with that. Be alignment within, and everything will come to you. You don't have to search and seek when you're already that. You know. But back to topic. So that same person turned around everything that they had and had their confidence, and they lost it. And even though they try to pretend like they still have that confidence, their ego is bruised. And I can clearly see it, because I know the real them. I sat around them long enough to have to sit and study and trust what my body was telling me about people. I trust what my body and intuition tell me about people. Like, sometimes I could just look straight at a person and instantly my spirit scans them and be like, it's a no. You know, because I can see people, or I see the spirit and not the person. When I think about it, the song that comes to mind is Rihanna, Need Me. And I learned in my life, like, People who always put you last or use you as a second thought, you really are the first thought. It's like they'll put you aside and store you up for themselves for later, because when they done doing their silly crap and not being such a good person, they believe in their mind that you'll still be there. But you don't get to put good people on hold. You cherish good people while they're there, you know. And what turned into me not having much money and surviving off of what I had, I naturally knew to be humble, because I came from not such a great upbringing, right? So being with somebody who upbringing was a little different than mine, like everything was given to them, everything wasn't given to me. So that's why I was humble. And I watched how they had and would not give to me. And to the point that one day I said, forget this, because I came independent, I'll leave independent. And for 6 years straight, I've been standing on my own by the grace of God, meaning not just material wise. I'm talking about in my spirit. I just got up because, knowing that I was taught to allow a man to take care of me, I ain't never let no man take care of me. If he gonna do something for me, it's because he want to. But trust and believe that everything you can do for me, I can do for myself first. And that is not me saying that I don't need a man. I don't. I want one. There's a difference. But at the same time, it's not saying I need friends. I want friends. It's not saying I need to have all these relationships. I want relationship. I want connection. Okay? Because that's what life is about. And when I look back at how the Lord is humbling this person, and I can see it unfold, and I see beyond what is like really being shown to me. I see it in the spiritual aspect. I remember when they told me that I could do nothing for them, and it turned to 6 years of them using me. It turned into 6 years of them taking from me, but always still in one breath telling me what I can't do, what I'm not, what I will be, and what I'm not. For them telling me I have a God complex. But if I have a God complex, why is God walking with me? Why is God blessing me in the faces of my enemy? Why is God giving to me? Why is God showing me who I am? Why has God removed me from people, places, and things that made me no good? Why has Lord God put me on a detour? Why has God reached in and put his hand in my life? Why is God's hand all over me? Please tell me that if I have a God complex. Because the person who has a God complex is the one that tried to control me. The person that has a God complex is the one that won't let go of me. No, I let go of them because I love them enough to do so. I love them enough to allow them to be free as they want it to be. I love them enough to allow them to be who they want to be, whereas though they don't have to feel constricted by who I am. It's like saying the darkness falling in love with the light, but never trying to become the light because the darkness is so much comfortable. I don't share anything I'm saying. That's why I'm not really speaking on specifically whom I'm talking about, because this is not about a specific person. This is about all the people that I've met in my journey, because they've all done the same things. And when I always talk about when something starts first, where does it start first? In your childhood. Who's the first person who abandoned you? Who's the first person who lied to you? Who's the first person who wasn't loyal to you? Who's the first person that didn't love you properly? Who's the first person that didn't nurture you? Think about that. And then that will explain to you why you have a habit of attracting people who will condemn you. People who will dispose of you. People who will be triggered in the inside by your goodness. So I'm in this video on that note because I did go a little off topic. I actually kind of spoke on another topic but it's all good. I pray that this was helpful to you. I know that it is helpful to somebody because many of us are all going through a lot of the same things in life. And as long as we can connect and share our stories, we can help uplift each other. We can help bring each other back to the center, to God first. So with that being said, peace and blessings, beautiful souls. Until next time, let me help you, and together we can help one another. Peace and blessings.